Welcome back to Nuclear Popcorn. This is Maurice Dwayne Smith, and today we have some serious working actors here. We're going to start with the beautiful woman, and your name is Karen Grow, right?
Correct.
Cool. And Robert Coffie, he was here previously, so we had to bring him back. He did some nice magic for us, which was quite amazing. And Mr. Hiram Murry.
Yes.
How you guys doing?
Good, good.
Good, good,
Thank you
good.
for having us.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. So who wants to start first? Because I know you guys are doing some really incredible acting. So let's start with the women first. Now, I was told that you're a makeup artist as well as an actress?
Yes, I focus more behind the camera. I'm not really an actress personally. That's not what I'm pursuing, but I'd like to do special effects and beauty makeup.
So now, were you in a movie with Robert?
No, as an actor, no. She's makeup artist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But isn't there like a new movie that you got coming out that she's a part of?
No.
No? I must be hallucinating.
No, yeah, just makeup.
Cool. And the last time we didn't really get to talk about all the movies that you did.
Yeah.
We had so.
I was holding out.
Yeah. Plus, you weren't letting all the information out too. Tell us some of your acting, because when I checked out your IMDb, it looks like you're a stuntman too, right?
I've done quite a bit. Yes, I have. And mostly I do my own stunts on a lot of westerns, more or less. But I can do other stunts. But yeah, that's what I've done. Like I think there's 25 on my IMDb.
Mm-hmm.
Few of those, give or take, are stunts, and maybe some magic behind, here and there, and for the westerns. And mostly that's what I in my genre, got stuck with a lot of westerns.
Very cool, very cool. And I'm pretty sure you do your own stunts too, don't you?
It depends. It depends. I mean, I don't want to take away from the stunt community, so they can handle that. So I have respect for actors who do their own stunts. I'm in it for the longevity, so I'm not trying to get hurt.
So tell us a little bit about Lethal Weapon. How's that working out?
So I was part of the first season of Lethal Weapon. That was great. I did a guest star on one episode where I played a. Well, if you haven't seen it yet, all I will say, I wasn't a nice guy on that episode, and it dealt with a gang that was going around doing some heist up in the Hollywood Hills and whatnot.
Cool.
So it was good, and that was great. And I'm currently working on. I'm shooting a World War I epic movie right now. It's called Over There, and it's the story of the Buffalo Soldiers and how they fought deep into enemy lines in Germany and got cut off from the rest of the army. And I happened to get separated from them, and now I'm helping lead in a rescue mission to go find my old unit and bring them back before the war's over.
What's the name of the film?
Over There.
Over There? Cool.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask you all, what's most challenging for you in your work? Like, some people, don't like the long hours. Some people have, problems with reading lines, that type of thing. What would you say is most challenging for you as an actor?
As an actor, I kind of like to always challenge myself. I don't necessarily like doing roles that are close to the vest, like who I am. Like I used to be in the military myself. I'm a captain in the Marine Corps, and so like those gung-ho type roles, I mean, they're fine and dandy. They come easy to me, but I like to challenge myself. So characters that are like night and day to who I am in real life. Those are the roles I like playing.
Right.
Other than that, the whole process of filming, I love being on set. I love it. The only thing that can be a little troublesome is, being away from your family. I've been married for 18, going on 19 years, and I have 6 children. So being away from your family long periods of time can be an issue, but my wife and I, we kind of have a standing rule that every 3 weeks, no matter where I'm at in the world, she'll fly out, you know, spend the weekend with me, you know. So
That's way cool.
you know, as long as we keep that going, I don't care if I'm going for a year or whatnot, you know.
Mhm.
You know, I'm doing what I love, and my family understands that, you know. As long as you have a supporting family, you really can do anything.
Now, when I met you at the Flicks for Change, I think you said that your kids are into martial arts, right?
Yeah, my whole family is my wife and I. We met each other at martial arts when we were 15. We studied Taekwondo. My kids do it as well. We're just pretty extreme and intense family, but it's fun, you know. Especially, you know, as a parent, anytime your kids are interested in anything that you're doing, it's great. You know, you guys share that commonality. It's not, you know. Yeah, I feel sorry for those parents that can't, you know, find common ground with their kids, you know, and have that estrangement. So.
And Mr. Coffie,
Yes.
what's most challenging for you?
I think I'm gonna go with what he said about the genre that you're. I mean, don't being an actor, you get to play these different characters, and to be part of each zone. You know what I mean? Different genres. It's really neat to be able to play those different ones. That's a challenge for me. I love it on set. It's fun to be on set. You know, sometimes you just sit around, but that's the beauty of it. I mean, watching everybody work together as one and being a part of this whole package. You know, this whole film to put all this magic together. You know,
Yeah.
putting you know, magic on film, putting it all together. It's really quite amazing how we can all work together and create, you know, something so neat.
So do you have any, you have some projects coming out, don't you?
Yes, I do. I actually, that one I spoke to you recently on the other show was A Prayer for the Damned, and we might have some scenes for you if you want to show them. So, but A Prayer for the Damned, as well as she worked on the set as well. It's a Western, like I mentioned before, and it's quite different. It's not like a spaghetti Western, and it's got some different feels to it. So it wasn't quite feeling like I was on a Western set, and it was brought a different vibe to what a Western really was. So I'm working on that one with the editing and everything, and it's doing some private screenings right now. Actually, and it did a private screening in Nashville, and it's doing actually January 11th. No, it's today. Tomorrow, it will be doing some private screenings and for the local people that were involved with the film.
Very cool.
But as far as the other ones, it would be the one I wrote. It's called A Magician's Diary, and I'm working on getting that one together. And I don't have any real actors in it quite yet, and but producers are getting a hold of me. We're actually ironing out the wrinkles. You know, a script is just a guideline basically a lot of the time. So we're going through it, taking it, breaking it all down, and ironing it out and so forth. But I finished that other film called American Muscle, and that one is kind of R-rated, but it's got some really good scenes. It was filmed out there in the desert. It's been getting some good reviews on that as well. But I'm working on a few other things, like a couple commercials that I've been trying to get here and there. But as far as my magic, I'm trying to incorporate the magic more, because that's what got me started into film, was the magic, and so I want to start doing something more with my magic in film as well. So I'm kind of getting those roles as to doing magic in the film. Or like there's a card scene at the table, they're playing poker, fiddling around with the cards. You know, that's really awesome. And so I get to show my magic, not only being in a film, but doing it, you know, what I love to do. That's what brought me to magic. I mean, to film. So.
How long have you been doing magic?
I've been doing magic 38 years. I was taught by Harry Blackstone Jr.,
Wow.
a famous magician, and I think I mentioned that to you before. I mean, it was a blessing to have him teach me a lot of what he knew about stage performance, and so I kind of grew in front of the camera as well as behind. Then I went to college to try to learn special effects. And that was the wrong thing to do, because when I found out that it wasn't like I thought it was going to be, I had to learn everything there was to know about a camera, but I didn't want to be there behind the camera. I wanted to be in front of the camera because I was always performing, you know. And so that's what led me to movies, because of one commercial. Actually, when I was in Vegas performing over there, I saw this commercial about this magician that was making these a Burger King commercial, and these fries were floating across the counter, and this soft drink and everything. It looked really cool, and I said, well, that's special effects. Later on, I found out that it was Tony Hosini. He was a master magician, and he is the one that created the special effects for the commercial. So I wanted to do that. So and here I am.
Very cool. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
And Ms. Groh, how long have you been doing, special effects and working behind the camera?
I guess professionally only a year or so. I just got out of cosmetology school last September, and I got my license, and then ever since then I've been working in like a barbershop, but on the side, like when he calls me, it's like, oh, I have a project, or I just did a music video recently, and weddings and stuff like that. But
Very cool. So how'd you get your start?
Inspirationally, my dad, he's a special effects makeup artist, and he's taught me a lot, on top of course, YouTube and stuff, just seeing things that I'm like, oh, I want to do that. And Halloween, I love Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So just asking my friends, like, hey, can I try this on you? And putting it on Instagram, and then people are like, oh, let me do it on me, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So.
What do you feel about all the zombie movies out there?
It's a hit or miss, because I do appreciate the art of makeup. I hate seeing CGI. I know that's a whole different art, so it's like, that's really cool, but I could do it for real. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I want to see. I want to see real blood, you know, not computer blood, I guess.
So have any of you done, I think you've done horror, right?
I've done one horror, in fact, LA Quarantine.
Was it zombie?
Yes, that was full of blood. Yes, zombie.
Yeah. Have you done any horror?
Yeah, I was in Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse with Paramount Pictures.
Mm-hmm.
That was great, and it was all practical effects. I sat in a makeup chair for about 2 hours every day and had veins drawn on me. And you get custom eye contact lenses. That was the only thing that was a little bothersome. Was like I've never worn contact lenses until I booked that movie,
Mm-hmm.
and so just being in it for hours, and it's because of the material to make that white glossy zombie eye, it cuts off part of your vision. So just remembering stuff, because we're driving a Humvee at the time that I get turned into a zombie later on in the film. So but it was great. I loved it. It was I went to a place I think it was on Pomona where we had to they did a whole cast of my body for when I die they have to destroy me and whatnot. So they did a whole cast of my body, my head, just to have a replica of your face looking at you. It was pretty cool.
So you had to have that mask on all the
Yeah,
time?
they did. I sat in a chair, and you wait for the molding, and it's like 40 minutes until it dries to your body, and they poke holes in your nose, and that's the only thing you can breathe out of. So you have to sit here for like 40 minutes and just wait for something to harden, and it's playing music, and I fell asleep. I'm not gonna. Whoa. Somebody woke me up.
You don't feel like claustrophobic?
No, I mean they ask you that, but it's just like as if someone has a cold hug on you, and is just holding that hug for 40 minutes, you know, and you zone out. They play music for you, and fall asleep.
Become somebody else.
Become someone else.
You see, that's why I don't think I was out of my genre there when I did this new TV series, which I didn't mention because I was saving that for you. But it's LA to Vegas from Fox.
Mhm.
It just aired a couple weeks ago, and I play the groomsman on that. But that was totally different from any of the makeup because I just dressed normal.
What
But you
name of the-
normally
I
just in makeup and horror. Is that something?
I
you do
would
a
love
lot?
to do more horror, but the makeup that we use for, especially period pieces, for a lot of westerns that I've been in the desert has that glow coming off of the end of the dirt, and it's a totally different atmosphere. So makeup is where it's at over there. But gore, I would love to do some blood and stuff.
I
And
did a western last year. It was called Bloodhound Law, and it was based on a real law back in the 1700s. There was a law enacted where slave owners can hire bounty hunters to go and track down runaway slaves and return them to the property. And basically, in the movie, someone fancied my wife, and they lied and said she was a runaway slave, and she wasn't. She was an immigrant from France, and they paid bounty hunters to kidnap her and bring her back.
Oh,
And they
that's
said she was a
interesting.
slave, whatnot. So the rest of the movie, it's me trying to get back my family
oh, that's
and
a good film.
whatnot. And the makeup for that was just put dirt on you.
Yeah, well,
Put
I've done
dirt
those
on
too,
you.
where all you have to roll around in the dirt. I've done that too, so make it more realistic. But yeah,
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. You know, like that's one thing about being an actor. It's
Yeah.
you know, one day you're a cowboy, next day you're an astronaut. You know, the day before that you're a doctor. You know, it's a dream. You know, because every kid, you know, growing up, you know, I want to be a cop, I want to be a cowboy, I want
Right.
to be this and that. You grow up being an actor, and you can do it all.
yeah, that's right.
You can do it all.
I don't prefer being in the desert though when doing an astronaut movie when in a suit. I've done it, and I about fainted. It's so hot in the suit.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
realistic,
can you
so-
imagine that? 100-degree weathered in a suit with a helmet on. Yeah, it's terrible. But we did it.
Yeah. Arizona, huh?
No, right here, out here in Landers.
Oh, okay. During the
Landers or
summer?
Lancaster?
Landers.
Landers.
Landers?
It
Right
is.
off of Joshua Tree.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
out of Joshua Tree, in that area.
So, do you guys write too? Do you have any books coming out or screenplays that you're working on?
Yes. I can't really say right now because I'm in a deal, the
Bring up
production
the
company
shotgun.
of it. But I'm a screenwriter as well. So that's all I can say for now. But when I can speak about it, I'll bring it back to you.
Okay, that's cool.
Mine, I mentioned to you already. It was called A Magician's Diary.
Mhm.
It's on IMDb. It's kind of quiet right now, but I wrote that one. Like I said, it's being in the process. But I have created a children's book off of the movie so that it becomes like a fun book for children. And that one will be coming out before the movie. And that will help create a little bit of funding for as far as the film goes. And the film, I'll let you a little bit. It's based on children who's being bullied, and right now that's a really big thing, you know,
Mhm.
and anti-bullying in the school system.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to get with MLMP, which is My Life, My Power, and they pretty much are against the bully in the school system.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now with that.
Now, are you also a writer?
No. I vlog, but that's about as much as writing as I do.
Yeah, it's cool though. What's the most challenging for you being in makeup?
Well, the only movies or projects I've done was in the desert, and with that, even on a good day, it's like 100 degrees, and I gotta figure out how to make sure my makeup doesn't melt, because it will. And it's like, we gotta run back and forth, and I'm like, oh great, there's dirt in here, and it's melting. Let me, for prayer, what is it?
Prayer for the damned.
For the damned. I had to recreate a whole face because they were missing an actor, so they wanted to make sure he wasn't recognizable. So I had to recreate his whole bone structure, and after a while it's like slipping off, and I'm like, I don't have like super glue, the adhesive will melt after a certain degree, and it's really hard because I'm like under pressure. I'm like, I really want to do this, but I can't, But we got it to work.
Yeah, we did.
That sounds cool. Sounds like you guys are, I mean, you've been doing it for a while, but it seems like you're just really starting to pick up steam. Would you say that your career is starting to take off, or?
I would say so.
I mean, your goal is to always be further ahead than where you were a year from, a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as you you're always improving and always, like, if you booked 10 gigs last year and you booked 20 this year, like that's the goal. I just I don't want to be stagnant. I don't want to be in place, and I don't want to take a step back. I just want to keep moving forward. So as long as you keep doing that, I mean, you're a success.
Right.
You're a success.
Mm-hmm.
Well
So
said.
How about you? Do you feel that anything's starting to go,
I do actually. I think you pretty much said it all there. It's as long as you're one step ahead of yesterday, then I think that's where it's at.
If you could do like a what's it called, a biopsy, but I guess it's like a bio, like say
yourself, autobiography.
Mm-hmm. Who would you like to play?
Oh, biopic, yeah,
Right.
film biopic about, who I would like to play?
Mm-hmm.
I will say this, one project that I'm working on right now is the story about Jack Johnson, who was the very first heavyweight boxer,
Mhm.
the Giant of Galveston. I would love to play him, It was just a different time period, and dealing with racism and having to overcome that and then push on, and it's similar to the character that I'm playing right now, because when you, as an African American growing up, being around that time period, in the 20s and 30s and whatnot, even going through World War I, as my character, my character's name is Private John Kane, and you're dealing with racism, but at the same time you're fighting for America, and like, they want you to be a soldier, but they don't want you. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with Jack Johnson. The heavyweight title, a boxer from Australia had taken it, and he went and whooped that guy and brought it back to America. And they were ruling, we beat Australia, but this black guy has it. We don't want him. And they got that's where the term the Great White Hope came from.
Mm-hmm.
They got a retired boxer to come and fight him to try to take it back, because he was the Great White Hope to take it away from the black people. Let's get our title back, which he ended up getting his butt whipped. But it's like I like those type of stories. I like those characters who, you're torn because you're good at what you do, but the side that you're fighting for doesn't want you, and it's, you can't have that, in those cases, you can't have that mentality that the enemy of my enemy is my friend, because, I mean, in World War I, like, Germans and everything, they weren't they're nobody's friend, you know. But here's America, and they don't want me, you know. The majority of soldiers were given to the French. So like take the black soldiers, you know, the Harlem Hellfighters, you know, were passed off to the French. That's why they wear the blue hats and whatnot. The American troops didn't want them.
Wow.
You know.
I didn't know that.
But the Harlem Hellfighters they never lost a battle. Never lost a battle.
Were they pilots?
No. The pilots,
soldiers?
they were foot soldiers. The black pilots were the Tuskegee Airmen, the Red Tails, and that was during World War II.
Well, looks like we've run out of time. You guys have been great, and just want you to keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Keep up the good work. And this has been Nuclear Popcorn. We had a scintillating day today with these exciting people. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Well, let's go see if the food is here.
All right.
Yeah, it was here, so we need to sign.
See ya.
Thank you. Right on time.
Nice meeting you guys.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure.